What's up, guys? Sound Alchemist back at it again, bringing you 40 facts on the lore of the Warhammer universe. This time we'll be doing another Primarch of the Alpha Legion. Get ready for 40 facts on Alpharius Omegon. Just like all the other Primarchs, Alpharius was taken by the powers of chaos, and he was placed on a faraway world. But what sets him apart from all the others was that he was actually a set of twins. One called Alpharius and the other Omegon, but they describe themselves as one soul inhabiting two bodies. No definitive record of his appearance or actions exists in the Imperium, and rumors suggest that there never was a Primarch, but that the Alpha Legion Marines would take up the name and the identity. Some say that Alpharius worked behind the shadows and was able to duplicate himself in order to hold council meetings with other legions or to fight in wars. He had many names for himself, such as the Hydra, the Threefold Serpent, the Aleph, Null, and the Last Primarch. His unpredictability was his best weapon, and even nowadays, not many truths are known about the secretive Primarch of the Alpha Legion. Even his discovery remains a mystery, but one account tells that Alpharius was the leader of a fleet of human warships. These warships encountered the vessels of the Lunawolves, and even though he was outnumbered and outclassed by the powerful Space Marine ships, he still attacked. Through trickery and ambush, Alpharius managed to defeat one of these vessels, and Horus, the Primarch of the Lunawolves, devoted his entire fleet to crush this strange fleet of puny warships. Horus ran straight into Alpharius' trap, and it cost them dearly. In the confusion of the ensuing battle, Alpharius managed to board Horus' flagship and stealthily made his way to Horus. Horus then ordered his Terminator bodyguards to attack, but Alpharius easily took them down. Instead of fighting him, Horus knew that only a Primarch was capable of such incredible feats, and he brought the last Primarch to the Imperium. Along the way to Terra, Horus and Alpharius conquered many planets, but Alpharius never disclosed his origins to Horus. Another account, ripped from a captured Alpha Legion Marine, states that Alpharius was transported to a dead world. Here, he had to survive all alone on a planet that was wiped out long, long ago. Alpharius' solitude was broken when a corsair ship of half-human, half-alien mercenaries descended onto the planet. They began to plunder it for anything of worth. All they received was a swift death at the hands of the young Primarch. Alpharius then acquired their weapons and vessel, and began his journey to find his creator. But again, this may just be a series of lies and deceits. Some say that Alpharius was thrown onto the planet of Bar Savor and was attacked by worm-like Xenos known as the Slough. These beasts massacred the population, and since Alpharius was the only one strong enough to resist, they took him as prisoner. They began to torture him and twisted his mind into becoming their own weapon. They would unleash him to wreak havoc on worlds before they descended to claim it for themselves. Finally, Alpharius was liberated when the Emperor himself attacked the fleet of Xenos. Not one Slough was spared, and Alpharius was reconditioned and prepared to lead his Space Marine Legion. All these accounts speak of him being scattered across the galaxy, just like the rest of the Primarchs, but some say that he never left Terra. He grew up in the shadow of the Emperor, secretly being taught by those closest to him. Some say that Alpharius was the Emperor's secret weapon, but no matter what his origins are, Alpharius was brought back to the Imperium to lead the Alpha Legion. Alpharius and his twin brother shared the same physical appearance, and together they led their legion to many victories. The Emperor knew of Alpharius' twin, but whether the Emperor created him to be a twin still remains a mystery to this day. The Alpha Legion became known for its strictness and discipline. They were a remarkable force. Their coordination was flawless. and they were masters of sabotage, ambush, stealth tactics, and assassinations. They were always wary of other legions and preferred to work alone. The Alpha Legion learned by watching the way other Marine legions fought. Through this, they noted the strategies and weaknesses of their battle brothers and adapted their weapons and strategies to combat them if need be. Alpharius's effective yet deceitful ways caused many of his brother primarchs to distrust him, and eventually a rivalry between him and Guilliman began. Many times these two almost managed to fight amongst themselves. To prove to Guilliman that Alpharius's tactics were better than his, he allowed an enemy to entrench themselves and fortify their defenses, so that the Alpha Legion could showcase their superior skills at sabotage and ambush. Still, Guilliman saw this as dishonorable and a waste of effort. The Alpha Legion was tremendously successful against these entrenched foes, and it was only Horus who appreciated Alpharius's tactics and even was impressed on some occasions. Alpharius had only one primarch that he trusted, and that was Horus. 2 years before the Horus heresy, the Eldar contacted Alpharius and informed him of Horus's betrayal, as well as showing him visions of the ruinous powers of chaos. Speculation suggests that he was convinced that in order to truly defeat chaos, Horus must be victorious. That may be why he joined Horus's forces against the Imperium. In order to end the Imperium, this would ultimately help it. The Eldar that contacted Alpharius were part of a cabal of many species. These intelligent races worked together to better the galaxy. Their only human member, John Grammaticus, told Alpharius that the fate of humanity and the fate of the Chaos Gods were now in his and his legion's hands. Grammaticus continued to tell him that if Horus succeeded, he would wipe out humanity, and therefore the Chaos Gods would lose their power and die off. But if the Emperor won, the galaxy and the Imperium would slowly die in the next 1,000 years. Alpharius chose what he believed that the Emperor would choose, and that was to sacrifice humanity for the eradication of chaos, and ultimately aided Horus during the heresy. As we know, Horus was not successful, and so the Cabal, did they lie to Alpharius? That too was another secret that is yet to be revealed. After Horus's defeat, Alpharius and his legion did not retreat to the Eye of Terror. Instead, they traveled towards the eastern fringe of the galaxy. Here is where the Alpha Legion came in contact with the Ultramarines. On the planet of Escrador, the two legions went to war. Alpharius was surprised at Guilliman's strategy of having an elite strike force strike deep into the Alpha Legion's HQ. He was excited that he could show off his flexible military strategies against Guilliman. Both primarchs met in combat, but Guilliman proved to be the better warrior and killed Alpharius. Guilliman believed that the Alpha Legion would crumble before him with the loss of their primarch, and therefore he lowered his guard. But this was his downfall, since the Alpha Legion still operated at maximum efficiency. The elite strike force was slaughtered, and only Guilliman made it back to his main force. The Ultramarines had no choice but to retreat. This decisive victory against the Ultramarines proved that perhaps Alpharius was never killed, or maybe Omegon took control of the Alpha Legion after his brother's death. After the battle, Alpharius' legion split off into multiple warbands. These warbands spread and coordinated chaos cults throughout the galaxy in order to cause revolts against the Imperium. The Inquisition have devoted considerable resources towards eliminating these warbands, and on 3 separate occasions declared that the Alpha Legion was wiped out, but each time they were disproved by assaults from the dead Alpha Legion. Some believe that the Alpha Legion have been recruiting members into their ranks thanks to obtaining a supply of untainted gene seed. Some speculate that perhaps the High Lords could be assisting them, since gene seed is incredibly difficult to come by, especially for Chaos Marines. This then leads to another theory that proves that the Alpha Legion is indeed a loyalist legion, since no members have ever been aligned to a chaos god, nor have they ever been mutated by any gifts of chaos. Alpharius was known to be a master tactician and strategist, even though he thought that his commanders tried to operate with extreme independence, yet the Legion prided itself on its superior skills through working as a unit. Some accounts describe Alpharius as being a towering giant that wielded a double-headed spear, while some say that he was similar in size and stature to that of a space marine, so much so that you couldn't differentiate the Primarch from one of his legionnaires. Some accounts say that Alpharius wore the Pythian scales. This was an armor that showed a sense of power and fearlessness. It had reptilian qualities to it, and it could easily repel any blade or energy blast that came his way. The Venom Spheres were assault grenades that unleashed toxin-infused crystals. Many speculate that Alpharius created these weapons after studying the weapons of a rare Xenos race. The Pale Spear was said to be forged before the rise of the Eldar. This blade would flicker in and out of reality and would create an eerie howl. This weapon was able to pierce any physical defense and rip apart enemies down to the molecular level. Any flesh struck by it would dissolve into an oily black smoke, and many legends say that this spear was the favored weapon of Alpharius. Some accounts even say that Alpharius had his armor coated with the chemical known as chameleoline, which would allow him to blend in with his surroundings. And there you have it, guys, 40 facts, or are they, about the Primarch, Alpharius Omegon. Let me know what you guys want to hear from next time in the comments down below. Is it more Primarchs? Or maybe something else entirely? Again, just leave the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more amazing content. I have been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, signing out.